The Voice Season 28 coach Michael Bublé, who is currently on his third stint in the red chairs, is well versed in the requirements needed to succeed on the show. He has already won twice after all. Even still, the audience will continue to criticize every choice he makes, especially because some of them may have been watching since the first season. Yes, it is part of the territory, but it all makes things more stressful. On the last night of knockouts, the crooner was open with the crowd. Bublé reassured the audience that the choice of who advances and who returns home is not predetermined, following an especially difficult head-to-head between gifted artists. "You realize that we have no idea what we're going to do," he informed them. "It's really hard, and we know you're judging us." Bublé went on. "Online you're gonna say that Bublé doesn't know anything, even though he's incredibly handsome," in an attempt to sound like a frustrated fan. This made fellow coach Reba of McEntire giggle. The defending champion has previously criticized fans for never being happy with the coach's choices. Bublé made essentially the same observation on the second night of the battles. "You know what's fantastic, you guys? That we will be killed for making the wrong decision online, regardless of what I do. 50% of the population will say, 'You idiot.' You would think that with 2 victories in 2 seasons, he would be given more leeway. But you know what they say about haters. They will hate." Michael Bublé has always straddled the sweet line between comedian and crooner, but in a recent episode of The Voice, he ventured into a new realm: lighthearted mayhem. Bublé halted the competition, swiveled his red chair dramatically, glanced at the audience, and made a cheeky call-out that had competitors, coaches, and fans howling in a scene that went viral right away. He waved a finger at the audience and said, "We know you're lying," while cameras focused on his cheeky smile. "We are aware that you are not casting your vote honestly. We are aware that you are choosing the loudest singer in order to avoid feeling bad afterwards." The crowd went wild. The rest of the coaches almost toppled over. Naturally, social media took off. However, where did this moment originate? And what does it reveal about Michael Bublé's very erratic tenure as a voice coach? Now let's explore the entire, delectably dramatic situation. A high-stakes night with even higher notes. Tension was already high throughout the episode. It was the halfway point of the knockouts, the stage of the competition where competitors transform from idealistic hopefuls to skilled combatants. With their thunderous vocals that almost shook the LED walls behind them, the singers were in exceptional form. Visibly invested was Michael Bublé, a coach who has become a fan favorite because of his kind guidance and razor-sharp comedic timing. He had been leaning forward in his chair all night, putting his hands to his chest, whispering instructions to his players, and letting out a loud moan when another coach took a vocalist he had his eye on. The performance that drove him over the line, however, came next. The call-out sparking performance, one of the season's most intense knockout rounds, included 2 of Team Bublé's competitors, a powerful pop singer and a deep R&B artist. Despite having completely different styles, both gave incredible performances. The audience went crazy, perhaps too crazy, because the audience respectfully clapped regardless of how complex, passionate, or raw the R&B singer's performance got. Delightfully, gently. However, the audience rocked the studio as the pop singer hit a high note. Whistles and cheers, stomping the foot, waving signs. Michael Bublé took note. As the coaches giggled, he muttered, half laughing, "Oh, so that's how we're doing it tonight?" Bublé stood up when it was time for criticism, which was already a bad sign, and looked at the audience instead of the competitors. "We are aware that you are not deceiving us." Michael's mic drop in the middle of the episode like a teacher preparing to speak to a class of unruly kids. Bublé made his way to the front of the stage. He gestured theatrically toward the audience. "You guys are lying through your teeth," he said, pausing for impact. The audience let out a gasp, then laughed. Suddenly holding his chest, he added, "We know you're not voting with your hearts. You're voting for the loudest vocalists, and we know it. You go insane when you hear a loud note. Acknowledge it." The studio echoed with laughter. From a pre-recorded video package that played later, Blake Shelton, who wasn't even on the current season, but somehow always ends up being the butt of jokes, added, "Michael's finally saying what we've all been thinking." Leaning all the way into the bit, Michael continued. He winked and remarked, You're not fooling anyone. But even so, I love you." His competitors chuckled uneasily. In the end, he received a standing ovation from the audience. At home, fans quickly made the video into a meme. Why the moment was adored by fans so much Bublé didn't make a harsh call. It was not at all cruel. It was unadulterated Michael, the kind of man who can sing a heartfelt song and then instantly follow it up with a dad joke that makes everyone laugh. Three main factors led social media fans to applaud the moment. 1. He expressed what many coaches believe but never express. Quieter singers are overpowered by spectacle every season. Michael just spoke the truth. Michael Bublé exposing the audience like a detective in a crime drama. "I'm living for it," was one of the comments that went viral. 2. It displayed his love for his group. It wasn't self-defense. He had no complaints. He was defending art, not showmanship. His admirers loved him because they could see his heart. 3. It demonstrated that Michael is currently the most entertaining coach. Blake does indeed have a dry sense of humor. The sarcasm belongs to Kelly. Niall is charming. The warmth belongs to Gwen. Michael is becoming well known for his wild positive energy. Behind the scenes, unseen by the audience, the event was even more hilarious than what was broadcast, according to reports from those in the studio. It seems like Michael actually conducted a fictitious classroom session, with the audience in between takes. If they had ever feigned enjoyment of a performance, because the singer hit a high note, he humorously urged that they raise their hands. Almost everyone in the audience put up their hands. Then Michael said, "Aha! I was aware of it. I'm sending everyone home." The audience let forth a roar. "He's exactly as funny as you think he is. Maybe funnier." One audience member subsequently tweeted, "He brought us to tears." "Michael Bublé is chaos wrapped in charm," said another. "A national treasure." According to reports, the laughter was so loud that the producers had to halt production twice. The reaction of the other coaches and their views. The coach's main topic of conversation during the episode was this particular moment. McEntire, Reba, she had to wipe away her tears as she laughed so hard. She jokingly said, "He's not wrong. But Lord, I didn't think he would reprimand the audience in that way." Stefani, Gwen, "Michael, no," she replied, covering her face and beaming broadly. Legendary John, "I mean, he's right," he added with his signature coolness. "However, I'm just relieved that I didn't have to say it." Dan and Shay, they were actually on the floor. "We love that this man is insane," Shay remarked. Michael simply shrugged, feeling pleased with himself. Its impact on the competition, the pop singer's vocal fireworks were praised by the audience, but Michael's remark caused everyone to pause and think again. When it came time to announce the winner, Michael surprised everyone by picking the soulful R&B artist who hadn't received the huge applause. "Vocals aren't just about volume," he clarified. "They have to do with being vulnerable. You also took a chance tonight. You related a tale. And I was moved by you." The competitors started crying. Perhaps out of remorse or sincere gratitude, the audience cheered more vigorously than they had during the evening. However, the pop superstar did not return home. Immediately, John Legend pressed his steal button. Again, the crowd went crazy, but Michael didn't reprimand them this time. He only gave a wink. The viral repercussions. Fan theories, edits, and memes. The internet did what the internet does within hours of the show airing. Memes proliferate like confetti. "We know you're lying" is the caption for pictures of Bublé gesturing at the crowd. He is shown waving his finger in GIF modifications. Dramatic music playing behind TikTok recreations. What caused the rant? According to fan theories, Michael, according to others, was making a joke about what the audience had been doing all night. Others claimed that after weeks of observing audience reactions, he eventually lost it in the cutest way imaginable. Trending hashtags with the tweet, Michael Bublé, coach, crooner, audience accountability specialist. NBC even joined in on the fun. The reasons behind Michael Bublé's outstanding performance on The Voice. Michael's energy is what makes him successful on The Voice, not just his voice or expertise. He carries with him an uncommon quality: warm, self-assured anarchy. He is adored by producers. His admirers love him. Under him, contestants flourish. And instances such as these demonstrate why. What this point signifies for the upcoming season, this outburst in the middle of an episode suggests that Michael Bublé is about to enter his wild card phase. Because of Michael's ability to combine genuine teaching with hilarious timing, many are already speculating that this season may rank among the most entertaining in The Voice's history. And truthfully, most likely they are correct. Conclusion: the Bublé era is only getting started. Michael Bublé's criticism of The Voice's audience was a societal phenomenon rather than merely a viral moment. It served as a reminder to viewers of the value of live television, the importance of personality, and the reasons behind The Voice's constant evolution.